Hey, everybody, welcome into a new edition of the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube or on the Chicago Sports Network, you can see the red-faced Tim Kelley is back after 2 weeks at his palatial estate in Fort Myers. Timmy Whispers, we missed you, buddy.
Thank you. It didn't sound like it when I tuned in.
No, I'm not going to lie.
You might have got a little bit of a rough ride, yeah.
Boy, oh boy, that's why I got to make it back after I miss a show. You guys, I might be pink slipped, huh? It's coming in looking for my piece of paper on my locker.
Yeah, especially when you don't tell us you're going. Yeah. HR,
oh, please.
HR will be visiting you.
Was it in January? Was it cold?
Yeah.
I'm gone.
You still need to tell me.
But you didn't take your wife with you.
I did.
Oh, she came?
Yeah, my daughter too.
Oh.
So while they're at the pool and they're out shopping, I was still working.
It's like Landman.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a
the
lot.
wife and daughter taking over.
Actually, it is a lot like that, quite frankly. I have a miserable day. Like
Billy Bob getting beaten up by the cartel.
Yeah, I come home and then supposed to, really appreciate them more because they've been at the pool all day and enjoying themselves. And then I have to go back to work.
Okay.
So, yeah, I do.
You can film, a series on that. Put it on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can put it on our YouTube channel, The Life and Times of Timmy Whispers.
They already named that show Florida Man, but it wasn't quite the same thing.
Or Lobster Boy, The Adventures of Lobster Boy.
I think that's been out too already.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Oh. Timmy Krabs. Yeah. Timmy Crab, baby.
I say Jimmy Reardon. They've all been used.
Oh man, you could. They're doing a Dexter remake. You could be eaten by alligators. You just have your arm floating in the water.
He's a redhead too. He gets a little red.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Well, thank you. I can feel the warm welcome from Stacey here. At least Mark gave me a nice welcome back.
Hey, speaking of homecomings, it was great Tuesday night at the United Center. Javonte Green returned with the New Orleans Pelicans.
There was 5 of them.
Unfortunately, they beat up on the Bulls, but Javonte is doing a great job in New Orleans, and we want to welcome in back to the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. Javonte, I know you played back-to-back games, so we appreciate you giving up some of your nap time to join the show. What's it been like for you playing for the Pelicans?
It's been roller coaster. We've been hit by the injury bug this whole year. And I still don't think B.I., Zion, DeJounte, CJ. I still don't think they have played a game together this year, which is unfortunate for us. But New Orleans is cool. Just to be around these young guys. Especially like Zion and Brandon, and just seeing how they work and what goes into a day. It's once you know the guys, but once you see it like behind the scenes, it's like very, very much more appreciated.
Talk a little bit, let our listeners know what it's like to kind of be in limbo as a free agent when you're not like a superstar player. You don't know where you're going to be, and then all of a sudden, as a free agent, you're kind of waiting for a call. You're trying to decide where you're going to go. Are you going to stay in Chicago? Are they going to work out a deal to keep you there? Are you going to go to New Orleans or wherever? Talk a little bit about how that was for you this summer.
This summer was a bit strange because of how last year went. Just spending that whole time in G League, just rehabbing my knee, and then getting a 10-day. So this summer was kind of strange because a lot of teams had interest because of the way that I finished the season, and then on top of that, they just wanted to know if I could play a full season. So that was a bunch of hurdles that me and my agent had to go through this summer to, just to get teams to notice that, that I can be healthy. And, we worked hella hard last year on, just to maintain that and learning my body and what it takes to, get by, And just this year was just, this summer was kind of crazy because I switched agency and everything. So everything was totally different for me this summer rather than, the previous.
Yeah, you worked so hard to get back to the NBA, and the Bulls brought you back towards the tail end of last season, and you really played fantastic in the 9 games you were there. You averaged about 12 points and 7 rebounds a game. Was it a little bit of a disappointment that the Bulls didn't extend an offer to bring you back?
Yeah, of course. I mean, once I changed the agency, that was the the main thing that I told him, I was like, I would love to stay in Chicago, but they, obviously it was one of those teams that didn't know if I was going to be healthy for, the certain for a certain number of games this season. So that just didn't work out in my favor. I consider Chicago home. My girls there, my sons there. They're back and forth from Chicago to New Orleans, and I just feel like that would have been a great situation for me to be back in Chicago. Just having a newborn and just trying to figure out you know that part of life, and then just I'm familiar with Chicago. I'm familiar with the city, the organization. So I just felt like that would have been a perfect fit for me as I was trying to rehab and then learn my body last year and just know what it takes. And I just feel like for me to be somewhere comfortable rather than get up and moving, it would have been easier for me. But this how it worked out. This the hand I was dealt. So I just try to play the cards right.
One of the things that I feel this league is missing, and we talked about it before we came on the show, is finding guys that that you can count on every single night that's going to bring it, no matter what it is, whether it's a defensive end, offensive rebounding, steals, whatever you need that player to do to change the complexion of the game in an 82-game season, because it is a long season. Your starters are not always going to be able to bring it, and it's always a luxury to have guys like yourself, the Torrey Craigs of the world that can come in and spark a team when given minutes and given an opportunity. Talk a little bit about that and your role in that.
Yeah, that's always, been my role since I entered the league, even when I was with Boston, my first year in the league. I remember when Brad Stevens just threw me in there on Bradley Beal. He had it going. I think he had like 17 points in like the first maybe 4 minutes of the game. And he just threw me in there, just me out there, just bringing the energy and just, try my hardest just to slow Bradley Beal down. But that's always, I feel like once that happened, that's what, they was looking for. And every time they threw me in, I just felt like, I knew my role and what I had to bring. And ever since then, it was just bring the energy and just try to play your hardest and just, outwork everybody else.
Javonte, you mentioned the injury situation in New Orleans. You guys were predicted to be a playoff team coming into the year, and because of all the injuries, now you find yourself towards the bottom of the Western Conference. Zion has missed a couple of months with hamstring injuries. He's been getting a rough ride in the press, people saying that, he doesn't care, he's not in great shape. What's been your perception getting to know Zion a little bit over this first half of the season?
Yeah, I just hate that the media just paint a picture for a person and they don't even see like what he's going through or what he's doing to, you know, maintain his shape and, all the hard work that he put into, be Zion Williamson, and I feel like every time he plays, it shows, it's not like he just, he gets hurt. You can't do nothing about that. That injuries happen with everybody. But if you can see like all the work he put in behind the closed doors and things like that, I think they'll have a different perception on him. But he's a hard worker. He was when he was going through rehab, he was the first one there. Last one to leave. And once I seen that and I seen how hard he worked, and then just his conversation we had like as he was making this progress onto playing, and he was just like just locked in and just you could just see the look in his eyes that he's just ready to play and he wants to be out there.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be the face of the league. He was the first pick in the
Yeah,
2019 draft after one outstanding season at Duke. People thought that he was going to be, one of the top 5, 10 players in the NBA, and then injuries have really held him back.
yeah, and I believe that he could have been if it wasn't for injuries, and now that I think he's fighting a uphill battle with the media and everything. But at the end of the day, you see when he plays how effortless it is for him, and how talented he is, and all the hard work that he put in is showing. So
One of the things I look at is these young players, and I was watching. I really was focusing on the two young players you guys have and how their role is going to be when everybody gets healthy. I thought Trey Murphy. I said on the broadcast the other night, I said, man, this kid could probably average 25 points a game if he wants to. He scores so easily from all levels. Not just a 3-point shooter, but he can put the ball on the floor. He can post up. He'll dunk on you. And
Hmm.
I just think that kid is a superstar waiting to explode. I thought the other young kid, Jordan Hawkins, he kind of reminds me of Ray Allen. How he
Hmm.
comes off screens and he's always ready to shoot. He never has to wind up. It's like in his hands and it's gone. He's got some of the
Right.
best form I've seen in a young player. These two young players, talk a little bit about them and where you see them at because you're around them every day.
Yeah, I mean, and I think people forget that how tall Trey Murphy is. Trey Murphy is almost, if he's not 6'10", he almost 6'10". So I feel like he's very unguardable. He can shoot from wherever, he can, like you said, put it on the floor, he can dunk on you. He's very talented and his confidence is through the roof. And I feel like the main thing about NBA player. If you playing with a hell of confidence, I don't feel like nothing can stop you. And I just feel like that's when you see them guys make them strides. And I just feel like Jordan Hawkins, for example, like you said, his form. I just feel like it's so textbook. Once he gets to where he needs to be, it's like it's just nothing you can do for it. He has the midi, he has the three, like you said. It's crazy. His form is impeccable. Like I was talking to Bi on the bench yesterday. I was like, bro, I never noticed like how pretty his shot is, and it's like perfect. And then like yeah, like you said, man, Trey Murphy is in. I feel like he can average 25 easily. And I just feel like we're so deep. Once everybody get back, I just want to see how everything will like fall in place with the rotations and guys just playing unselfishly with everything going on.
Because that's one thing I saw with this team was that, against us the other night, you guys were very unselfish. You guys got after us defensively. Got you started it. You had 4 steals in that game. You seemed like you were all over the place, but you guys played really solid defense. And I think the I was talking to Joel Myers, your announcer, and he was
Mhm.
saying that they're just he doesn't think they're going to make the playoffs, but he doesn't rule out the possibility if healthy, everybody comes in and soon that you guys will
Mhm.
be in a play-in game, and with healthy, you can make some serious noise in the playoffs. You feel that same way?
Yeah, of course. You know, like you said, man, NBA, you never know. Like once the team get hot, it's gonna be hard to stop them once you start playing with confidence. And I just feel like once we, hit that slump in 10 games, lost 10 games in a row, we just figure like you don't have nothing to lose, so might as well just play the right way. From the beginning of the season, we was playing selfishly. I think we was bottom in the league of assists, and then like teams would score however they want on us. So we just try to focus on that. Just try to play hard as we can on the defensive end, and then just be very unselfish on the offensive end. Just trust the next pass and trust your teammates, and then have the confidence in your teammates to make the shot or make the next play, makes the next pass, and that's what go on offense or defensive end. Just having that trust and that confidence in your teammates.
Javonte, you mentioned your love for Chicago and feeling comfortable in the city. You spent most of the last 4 seasons in the Bulls organization. You were there, when they made all those moves, and you were at the top of the East for a while there before all the injuries hit. During the offseason, DeMar DeRozan moved on to Sacramento. Alex Caruso got traded to Oklahoma City. Did you get a chance to talk to some of your old teammates or guys, like Vooch and Lonzo, wondering when the other shoe is going to drop with this organization?
You mean to have I talked to like Zoe and AC or
Yeah, I
like?
mean, if you talk to the current Bulls, are they concerned as the trade deadline is approaching that they might blow up this team?
Oh no, I haven't talked to nobody about that. I feel like it's the friendship that I built with them, the guys that was there when I was there. I just feel like it's bigger than that. I care about like how they're doing, how their family's doing, stuff like that. That's mostly when we have a conversation. That's what we talk about. Um, I just stay in my lane and control what I can control. Honestly,
Okay, so My question to you now, seeing Zoe out there after 2 years of being out and you were there behind the scenes of how much pain he was in during that time and how limited he was with that knee injury. How was it for you to see him out there on the court the other night and playing and looking good? He's looked good all season.
Yeah, I mean, even we played them the first game of the season. I probably was more excited than him to see him out there. Especially after all he been through. Just seeing Zoe when he first got there, always like having that smile on his face and just joyful. And then due to the injury, you just see like his body change and stuff like that. I mean, I was just happy for Zoe. Even like I spent some time with him. I ain't gonna say spend some time, but I seen him a couple times this summer. We was rehabbing at the same place, and we was talking, and then just seeing him, progress from where he was into where he at now. He's even on that rim now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just. I mean, I get excited every time I see Zoe because I know like it wasn't hard. I mean, it wasn't easy for him to recover from what he did, and a lot of people counted him out and just out here just proving them wrong. I mean, I'm just excited for him, and I just hope he can, keep it up for the remainder of his career.
All right, Whispers, here's your shot. What do you got for our guests?
I'm going to continue right on that theme. So you had a knee debridement just like Zoe did. I mean, it's not the same injury and everything, but as a high flying energy guy like you, how was your rehab? Did you guys talk about that, comparing notes on your knees and those comebacks?
Uh, yeah, kind of. I feel like it was kind of the same, but it was. I mean, for the most part, our rehab was the same because just trying to get all that strength back in the muscles that's around the knee. Because once you have surgery, your muscles don't work as much as they used to. So just trying to rehab that particular point, like the quads and the hamstrings and the calves, like the muscles around it. So we had similar like rehabs, but I think his was more intense than mine because I only probably missed 6 months. He missed 2.5 years.
Yeah,
So
two
I
and a half
just feel like
years.
his
And
rehab
they
was
thought he wasn't gonna play again because no one had ever
yeah,
had this surgery.
exactly. And just like from that point, from nobody thinking you can play again and you just out here playing with the best in the world and, playing well. So I just feel like that's why I was so happy for him. Even like we was talking during the game. I think I had a good closeout on him and he still shot it. I was like, dang, I thought I was there. He was like, no, you got to come out a little bit more. So I'm like, then him having that confidence, after 2.5 years is still insane to me. So, it's just, I'm just extremely happy for Zoe.
Yeah, he changes the complexion of this team. We always go back to say, what if he hadn't got hurt when the team was really rolling with DeMar and Zach and everybody was really playing well. You were one of the best teams in the NBA. And then that injury happens, and the whole dynamics of that team changed. The offense changed. It became more of isolation basketball. He just makes everyone around him better. We did a stat the other night. When he's on the floor, he's a plus 56 when he's on the floor because analytics is really taking over the game, but they never want to talk about those stats. They just want to talk about 3-point shooting. But he's a plus 56 when he's on the floor. The next closest guy on our team is like 25. So that tells you how the impact that he has in the game.
In limited minutes.
In limited minutes, he's still a starter in this league. I still think he's one of the best point guards in the league, even though he's not 100%. I mean, he's not where he used to be, but I still think he's one of the top guards in the league. And every game, he improves. I mean, he floats with a triple-double. He moves the basketball without having to dribble, and he makes everybody's job so much easier.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why I love playing with Zoe, and Zoe used to be here and they still say the same thing about Zoe. I mean, he's just, Lonzo, always have that joyful spirit. You could just feel, his vibe in the room, and he's just a good person. I was like, yeah, I know you ain't gotta talk to me. Zoe is one of the best teammates I ever had in this league. I mean, and whenever I had a teammate, he's one of the best. He cares about you. He cares about, the team. He also cares about, winning. And it's just unfortunate, like that happened to him while we was, rolling, maybe everything happens for a reason. But that's it. I mean, I just like I said, I'm just glad he's back and he's healthy. And even like the other time he still plays fast. He's
Yeah.
still Lonzo, and I just think it's gonna take some time for him to figure out like just that confidence he had like before. But I don't think it's like anything is limiting him, but it's just like just having that confidence. Even speaking from experience, like I don't still have that confidence that I once had. To attack the rim like I used to,
Yeah.
just because you had that injury or whatever, and you don't have that confidence in how you used to play just because of that injury.
But you'll find it again. It's just a matter, you look at him. The play that really signified him coming back, that I thought his knee was healthy. We were playing Charlotte, and there was a loose ball, 50-50 ball. And there was two. It was Brandon Williams was trying to get the ball, and then somebody else. They were fast guys. Zoe outran both of those guys, got the ball, and then threw Zach a lob on the other end. And that's when I said, yeah, his knee is good, because there was no hesitation. It was just reaction. And he's very reactive. When you watch him defensively, he's guarding like 5 people. When I say 5 people, he literally, if you throw the ball on the post, he's coming over to help out. If it's on the other side, he's coming to help out. So he's moving really, really well laterally. And I just think it's just a matter of time, just timing, just for you too. Both your timing to get back, because you've been away and you've had to rehab. And so you just got to get that timing. Once you get that timing, I've seen you dunk. You're still dunking. Yeah, I've been watching highlights over in New Orleans. You still dunking and getting out in transition. So don't be out there like, oh, I'm not dunking as much as I used. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I see it.
You just I gotta roll the clock back sometimes.
You ain't old, boy. You still got 10 years. You might be old on that team, though. You might be the oldest statesman on that team, but you ain't old.
Yeah, man. I looked at the roster at the beginning of the year. I was like, damn, I'm the third oldest on this team. And then getting old. They call me Unc and everything.
Oh, no.
Do they? That's what we call. That's what we call THT, Uncle.
Oh yeah,
THT. Yeah.
But he nephew Unc though.
Yeah, he's young. He's
young.
young.
Like 24.
He's like 24, 25, but he look old though.
Yeah. JC a good guy too, man.
Yeah, he is. He's good. He's been good for us. Hopefully you guys will get to the playoffs and we'll get a chance to watch you guys play, because I do think when healthy, you guys are a top 5 team in the Western Conference. I think this experience is going to help Trey Murphy and Hawkins and all the younger players that are getting opportunities to play. And I think if you get BI back and Zion is healthy, you guys are going to cause some problems in the playoffs. In the play-in situation, that would be some huge upsets. You guys getting like the 10th seed and go all the way up to the Western Conference Finals being a 10th seed. That would be a remarkable story.
Yeah, don't let us get hot, man.
Hey, Javonte, we appreciate you joining us. Continued success with the Pelicans. And as Stacey mentioned, we hope to see you playing some meaningful games down the stretch of the season.
You want some more of that hot sauce, boy?
Got a little bit left.
I'm going to send you some more, man. Text me where you want me to sit in New Orleans. We'll get it to you.
All right, back. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, good seeing you. Keep hooping.
Javonte Green, our guest on Gimme the Hot Sauce. We'll talk more about the current Bulls, the Bears coaching search, a whole lot more. That's still ahead on Gimme the Hot Sauce. Welcome back. Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast rolls on. Our thanks to Javonte Green for joining us after playing back-to-back games. You know what that's like. You're awfully tired after playing 2 in a row, aren't you?
Yeah, you are, but, it's part of the game. Everybody has to go through it.
Yeah.
It's 82 games in a season, so you know what to expect. That's why you have to take advantage of the massages. You got to take advantage of the therapeutic stuff that the teams offer, and try to keep your body hydrated and keep it stretched out and massage and get ready to line it up and do it again.
Whispers are going to say something crude, right?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Bulls are currently finishing up a 5-game homestand, only 1-3, and I know that that's one of the things we've talked about in the past, that they have not taken advantage of their home court at the United Center.
And they play down to the level of competition. It's very baffling because this team, when they make shots, they can beat anybody.
Yep.
They've beaten Boston, Milwaukee. They beat some top teams in the NBA, but then they turn around, you lose to a Washington. You lose to a Utah that only had won 3 games early in the season. Atlanta with 82 points out the lineup, which made no sense at all. You lose to New Orleans without, Zion Williams only been back a couple of games. He wasn't 100%. Brandon Ingram was out. So, you lose that game, and it's like, turning the ball over against subpar teams. You watched last night. I think the most frustrating thing for me was a lot of the turnovers are unforced. Dribbling off a knee, mishandling balls. And then those turnovers are converted into points. You can't give a team 28 points off of turnovers. New Orleans, they had the same situation. They had 15 turnovers and they gave up 28 points off those turnovers. You can't beat teams, even bad teams, turn the ball over like that.
And after the latest loss to Atlanta, Nikola Vucevic apparently held an impromptu team meeting and said, we got to focus on the fundamentals, boxing out, making proper passes, not letting the little things slip away. I think DeMar DeRozan was probably the veteran voice on previous teams, and maybe they have a little bit of a gap there. What do you think of Vooch, stepping out and trying to get everybody together?
Well, he's a quiet guy. It's a little bit out of his character to do that. So it was good that maybe it resonated to these guys because like Vooch never talks. So maybe it said, hey man, this is serious if Vooch is talking. But it goes beyond that. If everybody comes, Mark, and does their job. Patrick Williams, I mean, we're it's like he teases us and we want to see this kid succeed. I definitely want to see him succeed. But it comes a point where, you're getting all these minutes because you can't say, normally a kid say, well, I'm struggling because I don't get minutes. I'm not getting consistent minutes. Bucelis could say that. Julian Phillips could say, I don't get enough playing time. That's why you get inconsistent play. Patrick is getting starters minutes. He's getting a chance to go out there and perform. And, it's like you're waiting for him to do something. And they're not going to, I keep saying this, they're not going to run plays for him. He has to understand that. You've got to get your points, manufacture your points any way you can. Offensive rebounds. If you watch Patrick Williams on the perimeter, the shot goes up. He never goes to the glass. He stands outside of the three-point line waiting for someone to get the rebound or the ball to come back out to him. It doesn't come back out to you because the other team's going to rebound the basketball. You got to go get it. And so post-ups, dive cuts. Somebody's got the ball on the weak side. Dive to the basket. You saw Julian Phillips do it 3 times yesterday and get 3 dunks, okay? You've seen Bucelis do it all year long. These kids are not standing around waiting for someone to run a play for them. They're going out there making plays happen. Bucelis gets the ball off the glass. He's bringing the ball off the floor. He's trying to score. And when the ball comes in his hands, he knows what he's going to do with it. If you run out to him, he's going to go by you off the bounce. If you stay and don't guard him, he's going to shoot it. Same thing with Phillips. Phillips loves the corners. He goes to the corner where his shot's going to be. But if he doesn't get the ball, he's setting screens and diving to the basket. And that's what Patrick Williams has to do. Patrick Williams has got to start coming alive and really showing why he was the 4th pick in the draft.
So after the Bulls finish up their last game of the homestand, they go out west. They play Portland, the Clippers, Golden State. The Portland Clippers game is going to be back-to-back. The game against the Clippers was moved out from Tuesday to Monday because of the fire situation in Southern California. So, now you go on the road. You're 3 weeks away from the trade deadline. This is really a focal point in the which way the franchise is going to go. I mean, AK Mark Eversley, we're thinking, well, we can get over 500. Maybe we get a playoff spot. Now it's kind of trending the other way where you might be looking to make trades and get 50 cents on the dollar and really start that rebuild.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm for whatever's going to make the team better. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to get value for the guys you're giving away and you're going to get dead money, I'd rather keep my guys and build around Zach. I still think, you can do that and still be an effective team. Because, first of all, Zach's contract is in the way of any deal that's going to happen, okay? Unless you take something that you don't want back to equal the contract, okay?
That's why that Denver thing fell apart.
Yes, yeah. Well, the Michael Porter part of it is great.
Yeah.
But it's the other kid that you're putting in there.
2, 3, 4 years left on his deal.
And nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And Denver doesn't want that.
Right.
Okay. So now the Bulls have to make a decision. It's like, okay, guys, like what are we going to do here? Are we going to just, take what we can get from these guys? Or do we have a solid group right now? We have like a solid 6, I think. A solid 6 to build around. And after that, you can decide what you're going to do with the other pieces around the THTs, the Torrey Craigs. But you got to figure out who your 6 or 7 main guys are. And then you say, okay, let's build around them. The Bulls need to get bigger. They need to have some size. They're a small team, a bunch of guards. And it's been like that for a while. They've got to get some size to help. I'd like to see Jalen Smith move to the 4 spot and play the 4. I like to see everybody go to their natural positions. I like to see Zach go to 2 guard instead of playing small forward. He's not a small forward. Put him in his 2 guard spot. Move Patrick Williams. If you're going to play him, move him to the 3. Let him play his natural position. I don't think he's a 4. Offensively, he struggles at the 4 position. I don't know why, because he should have a quickness advantage there. But I think he struggles at the 4 spot. Put him at the 3. See if he's a small forward or not. Play Jalen Smith, at the 4 and Vooch at the 5. Now you got a big lineup at the 3, 4, and 5 that can rebound and defend. And you got Zach who's going to play his natural. Now somebody's got to come off the bench. Somebody's got to come off the bench. So if you're going to start Giddey, then that means Kobe has to come off the bench. If you're going to start Kobe, that means Giddey. But I'm telling you right now, the wild card, listen, if you really, really, really want to win and you really want stability at that point guard position, my bet, I'm going with Lonzo. That's just my personal pick. I know he's on a minutes restriction, but from what I've seen and what he brings to the table on both sides of the ball, he's the best point guard on this roster. And Giddey's not too far behind. But there's things that Giddey does that Lonzo does, and there's things that Lonzo does that Giddey doesn't do, okay? When you talk about vision and court vision, they both have the best court vision you'll see in the NBA, okay? They find their teammates, they make the passes, okay? They're equal there, okay? But when you talk about both sides of the ball, that's the huge difference. And Zoe's a better three-point shooter. So now you're talking about vision, both have A's. Defense, Zoe's an A, and whatever grade you want to give to Giddey, it ain't an A. It's not an A. He tries, but he's not an A defender. Yeah. And you talk about shooting. Zoe, even though he struggled this year because of the injury with his wrist and then the 2 years layoff, he's still capable of knocking down. He's still capable of knocking down close to the league average. And then Giddey struggles at the three-point line. So, in my opinion, I just think Zoe's your best point guard, gives you the best chance to have stability at that position. You bring Kobe off the bench in that Ben Gordon role, that Jamal Crawford role, turn him loose, let him go. Just say, hey, you know what? Just go score. Don't worry about trying to get everybody involved. We're going to run plays for you, get you open, get you shots like you used to do. Vinnie Johnson, these guys, Crawford, all these kids, these guys have a chance to be in the Hall of Fame as 6 men. So there's nothing, Lou Williams, there's nothing wrong with being a 6-man playing starters minutes. You got to get over there. I'm a starter in the league. Because if you're a 6-man playing 35, 38 minutes, you're basically playing starters minutes. Bring him off the bench. He'd be your scorer. And then, Zach would be free to play his natural position, which is small forward. Because remember last year, DeMar had to play small forward. DeMar's really a 2, but he had to play small forward. He's transitioning into small forward now to fit in some of these teams that he's playing. But Zach is not a 3. He's not a 3 defensively. And he's a better 2. And I think that's what your lineup should be. Zoe, Zach. If you want to put Patrick Williams there, you can put Patrick, or I even put Buzelis there. I'm a Buzelis fan. I think he's more small forward now than he is a power forward. This is just my observation, America. I don't know too much, okay? I don't know
plenty.
But I'm just saying, if you're asking me, this is my personal opinion on my show. This is what I'm saying. I probably played Buzelis at that small forward spot. Now you got Buzelis at 6'10". You got Sticks at 6'10", 6'11", and you got Vooch at 6'10". It takes pressure off of Vooch to have to play in the pick and roll defense. You have Jalen Smith can get out there and switch and do all the things you want your center to do. And then, you got Buzelis, who also is interchangeable, that can switch out and move his feet. That's a hell of a death lineup right there with those 3 guys. And then you come in off the bench with Patrick Williams. Maybe he's more relaxed coming off the bench. You come off the bench with Kobe. He's more relaxed coming off the bench. And you put that team in more of an up-tempo. Let's press a little bit more. Let's push the ball a little bit more. That's my lineup that I want to pick up full court. Julian Phillips, get out there and let's trap the ball. Let's turn this team over with that second group. And then we have 2 different groups. They play 2 different styles. That's just my opinion, America. I don't know much. I just sit in the catbird seat. Don't listen to me. I'm just a man sitting next to the man.
Well, you know that they want to do something at the deadline. The deadline is 3 weeks. We're taping on a Thursday. It's 3 weeks from today, February 6th. One of the teams that they may have been talking about a potential Vucevic trade was Phoenix. Phoenix made a trade yesterday. They got Nick Richards from the Charlotte Hornets. So they're not going to be in the market for a center anymore. And Golden State, I don't know if you heard the Steph Curry comments the other day where he said, well, we don't think we should mortgage the future to make a desperate, panic trade, which is kind of odd for a superstar vet to say, which is refreshing, actually. Yeah. But the market for Vooch seems to be shrinking. He's got 1 year left on his deal.
He would have been perfect in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He might have upgraded him tremendously and push them into a top 5 in the Western
They're a
Conference.
500 team right now.
Yeah, he would push them with the way they play and the way he passes, and he can stretch the floor and open the floor for those guys to drive. And he's a catch and shoot guy. He would have been perfect for them. Same thing with Golden State. He'd been perfect there. But you can see why teams, they're a little leery of him because of defense. He doesn't block a lot of shots. Buzel's has more blocks than him. He's played half the many games. So I think that concerns a lot of teams because you're gonna have to meet Jokic at the end of the day. You're gonna have to play Anthony Davis at the end of the day, and those are two bigs that can score on anybody.
You know what's probably gonna get traded? Lonzo, because he's got a lot of value to a contending team.
I'm telling you right now,
They could trade him and bring him back. He's a free agent.
Let me tell you, no. Then you'd have to pay him.
Yeah.
So you got him right here, and you can work out a deal. Listen. No one asked me anything, America. This is just my personal opinion. And, I'm entitled to it because I do watch a lot of NBA games. I'm not letting Zoe go. I'm just not going to do it. He's shown that he is healthy.
Yeah.
He's shown that he's back. He's shown that he can do the same things he was doing before injury. And you look at the numbers. Like I said, if you're going to go by analytics, you got to go by the intangible things that he brings to the table. Okay? Forget just watching 3-point shots and threes more than 2. We know that, okay? But if you really want to read between the lines of how valuable a player is, look at the numbers that he does when he's on the floor, how effective this team is when he's on the floor. This team has a chance to win every single night when he's on the floor. Okay, imagine if he's playing starters minutes. Imagine if he's playing 35, 36 minutes.
Will hold up.
And the knee would hold up.
Minutes,
yeah. And I understand the Bulls situation. Yeah. You're a little concerned. Like we're seeing a sample size of Zoe right now, and he looks great.
The
but who's
creeping up just slightly?
Yeah, but who's to say in their mind? And I get where any team would be concerned. Like we're seeing a sample size of him right now. Okay, what if we say let's see how he does back to back. Let's see how he does in 3 games in 4 nights. And that knee doesn't hold up. That's probably where the concern is like long term when he is fully healthy and they ramp up the minutes and they ramp up the playing time, will that knee hold up? And I get where they're a little nervous about that and why his value is high right now. He's like in that Caruso role. Caruso last year was the Bulls' really main target. Everybody wanted Caruso. I mean, they were offering all kind of things for Caruso. And I think Zoe is going to be in that same situation. Think about this for a second. I heard this trade with Zoe going to Milwaukee. Put Zoe on Milwaukee's team, and Milwaukee automatically goes into a title contending team. Okay? Put Lillard off the ball. Now you let Zoe defend. He's Drew Holiday 2.0. He's going to rebound. He's going to score. And he's going to be reinvigorated playing for a team that, if that's the trade that you hear, that's some of the rumors, if he's playing on a team that's got a chance to win, because at the end of the day, Zoe just wants to win. He wants to play, and he wants to win. He doesn't care about stats. He doesn't care about him getting triple doubles. He doesn't give a damn about his point total. He just wants to win, and those are the kind of guys you want on your team and you want on your roster that are make sacrifices, their own personal sacrifices of their own self for the betterment of the team. And a point guard doing that, you don't find that very often.
We talked about Jimmy Butler last week. He's supposed to be welcomed back to the team from his 7-game suspension on Friday. You think he's gone by February 6th, or the price is just too high with that contract?
Let me just say this, man. I've always been a fan of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was one of my favorite players here in Chicago.
You gave him his nickname.
I gave him his nickname, and he made all the money off of it. I didn't get anything. Okay? But I'm not salty. I'm not salty, Jimmy. But I will say this. Everywhere he's gone, there's been a problem.
Yeah,
when he was in Chicago, everybody wanted to blame the Bulls. Oh, it's the Bulls' fault. Bulls ran Jimmy off. And I said this before. Fans don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Yeah. I know what goes on behind the scenes. I see it. And Jimmy wasn't an angel behind the scenes.
Right.
Okay?
Well, there's that report out of Miami now. He wants to fly privately.
Yes.
Not wait from the team. Yeah.
What you're seeing now and what you're hearing about Jimmy, magnify that like by 10 when he was here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Because he was when Derek was out, Joakim was out, Luol Deng was out. He was the only guy really putting up numbers for the Bulls. It was his team. So he became Jimmy the Diva really quickly. practicing, stretching separately from the team, not showering in the locker room with his teammates. Things that you shouldn't do. If you're a leader of this team, you shouldn't do that. And now what you're seeing with Gimme is everywhere he's gone, Minnesota, Philadelphia, now Miami. You remember when he got to Miami, he couldn't wait to get to Miami because I want to be coached hard. I'm the hardest worker, and I'm this and that. But you play 60 games a year. You don't play a full season. You haven't played 82 games since you left Chicago, okay? Because first of all, Thibodeau wasn't having that. You're going to play 82 games with him.
Yeah.
But everywhere else you've been, it's been 60, 56 games. Then now you want a new contract. You want a max deal at 35 years old, and you play 60 games a year. Pat Riley looks at you and said, I didn't even give Dwayne Wade that.
Yeah, you ain't getting
I didn't
that.
give Lonzo Mourning that.
Yeah.
I didn't give any superstar that, that was past their prime. It's not a smart business move. You pay Jimmy all this money, and then Jimmy does what he's doing now. Takes off. I'm not playing today. I'm going to LA to shoot a commercial. Come on, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the owners need to get collective. I'm always gonna be pro player. I'm always gonna be pro. But what I'm seeing now is the empowerment that the players have is ridiculous. This sitting out and not playing, and I don't feel like playing today. I don't want to play back-to-backs, but I want all my money. 1st and 15th, I want all my money, okay? The owners need to say, look, here's the deal. And the league needs to step in. The Adam Silver needs to step in. You get paid by the number of games you play. Okay, so if your contract, let's say you're making $30 million or $20 million a year, okay, 20 million, just throwing a number out there, and you play 60 games, okay, you get paid for 60 games, and then the money that was supposed to go to you for playing a full season goes back to ownership. They get their money back.
Never happen.
But they need to do it.
Never happen.
It'll never happen, but they need to do it. But hey, listen. If they made people, you saw what happened when they put their foot down and said, if you don't play more than 70 games, you can't be on All-Star voting,
right,
or you can't be NBA
MVP,
first team.
Yeah.
How many guys was playing every game then? So you don't know until you try it. You don't know until you actually put it out there. Because at the end of the day, people saying the game is down, the attendance is down, people are not watching games, yada yada. They're not watching the game for various reasons. Number one, the star players are not showing up, and they're not playing at nights when people want to come on and watch the games. So that's number one. Number two, the ridiculous three-point shooting where guys are just jacking up like a bad men's league on a Sunday afternoon. Everybody's shooting threes. No one has any kind of boundaries that says, hey, this is not a good shot. Every shot, three-point shot, is a good shot according to analytics. And that's, to me, it's really, really hurt the game. Until someone comes in and says, we're not going to play this way. There's a proven formula that you can win by playing smart basketball, getting good shots, move the basketball, set screens, pass, cut. That has won many, many more championships than the way it's being played right now. So when that coach comes in there and says, we're going to scrap, instead of taking 43s, we're going to take about 25. And there'll be certain dudes shooting them, okay? But we're going to get the ball inside. We're going to fast break. We're going to crash the offensive boards. We're going to manufacture points at the free throw line, and we're going to get second chance points. We don't need to shoot threes. And I know people go, oh, Stacey, you're old school. Da, da, da. Listen, if you watch some of these games, I mean, I've said and watched when Charlotte and the Bulls played.
Yeah, we did that game.
And they had 100-something threes and missed 72 of them.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not watching games. I sit up here and watched it twice. The same team did it twice.
Yeah. It's tough.
It's
It's
tough to watch, man. Tough.
Stacey King for commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, our good buddy Jeff Vukovich. For all your auto, home, and business insurance needs, make sure you contact the guy who will treat you like royalty, our good buddy Jeff Vukovich. You see him at the United Center cheering on all of Chicago's teams. He will take care of you for auto, home, and business insurance. You can reach him at jeffvuk.com. That's VUK.com. The phone number 847-825-4783. And he's got the best jingle in the business, courtesy Stacey King.
Nationwide is on your side. Woo, baby.
And we also heard that Jeff Vukovich has done a Zoom interview for Bears head coach, so we'll see how he did.
He was at the game the other night.
Oh,
he was at the game tonight.
Yeah, right.
He was up there eating the dessert cart. He's all just killing that cheesecake. We had him on camera. Boots up there killing that cheesecake.
There you go. Life is good for Jeff Vukovich.
Yeah, we're gonna see him when we go out to Phoenix in March. I think we're out there. We're gonna go out to dinner with him. So
It's good.
yeah,
It's great.
He's paying.
One of our longtime sponsors here on Gimme the
He's
Hot
paying,
Sauce.
baby. I don't turn nothing down on my collar.
Hey, we come back, we will talk a little bit about that Bears coaching search, maybe get a prediction on the national championship game, and tell you what we're watching as we wrap up Gimme the Hot Sauce. All right, we're back. We threw Jeff Vukovich into the hat for possible Bears head coach. It seems like everybody else in America has been interviewed. The big story this week, Mike McCarthy not going back to Dallas. He's already interviewed in person at Hallis Hall. They flew him up on a private jet. How would that sit with longtime Bears fan Timmy Whispers if the former Packers head coach is named head coach of the Bears?
I don't think it's a bad choice. I think it's a nice choice. I mean, the guy has a proven winning record.
In the playoffs,
No, but he has won a Super Bowl, so you can't take that
Right.
away from him. And he's worked with great quarterbacks. I don't know if he's the guy who developed them, but he's got a consistent record. And they say he does bring a culture, and I think that's one of the biggest issues the Bears have been suffering.
That is one of the many
from.
problems. His old quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, he does that weekly appearance on ESPN. He said that, he's a really good coach, good at developing quarterbacks, and he strongly endorsed McCarthy for the Bears. That might kill his chances, actually, when you think about it.
That might do it.
What do you think about McCarthy, Stacey?
Objection.
All right.
Well, we lost Vrabel already, so he can't.
Yeah, we didn't want Vrabel.
I like that one. I like that
No,
choice.
no, I like Vrabel. Listen.
So who do you
go
like?
go get Ben Johnson, man. Go get whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do, go get him. He's completely turned that Detroit offense. He's made Jared Goff into a superstar quarterback. That offense is there's a run, there's pass. Like, go get him. Go get him.
You know what's going to happen though.
What?
They're going to win a couple more playoff games during this time. These other guys get hired. They're going to be gone. The other good choices. And we're going to get Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator from the Giants.
and then Ben Johnson said,
what?
I'm going to stay in Detroit for another year.
Or go to one of the other vacancies.
Raiders, Tom Brady's recruiting him.
Yeah.
Well,
Raiders,
the problem the Bears are going to have is that who's in control?
Well, that's the big
See,
question.
as a coach coming in, is this guy Poles going to be here? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Do I want to work with this guy?
Exactly.
Who do I answer to?
Kevin Warren,
the
McCaskey
McCaskey
family.
Who do I warn?
Yeah.
I mean, Warren is the guy that seems like he's making the decisions, and it looks like Poles is kind of like a lame duck right now because the power has been stripped from him. So, like, if you're a coach, that's uncertainty right there. Like your front office is uncertain. So, do I really want to leave where I'm at right now? If I'm Ben Johnson, I'm like, look, I'm going to Detroit and say, look, I'll stay here another 2 years, but you got to pay me as a head coach. You got to pay me the salary of a head coach.
He almost started already.
Yeah,
I think he's making $3 million.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to give me more than that.
Yeah.
Whatever the going rate for a head coach is in the NFL, a star like him, yeah, you got to give it to me because they will pay him whatever they want. They don't want to leave him. They won't lose him because they don't want to go back to being the way they used to be. The Laughing Lions.
The Bears won't have a chance for an in-person interview, assuming Detroit keeps winning and makes a Super Bowl that week, because there's a 2-week break between the conference championship games and the Super Bowl. That first week, you can do more interviews, so they could maybe make a decision by then. Do you guys see the St. Brown podcast with Caleb? He's lying in his bed doing an interview with Amon-Ra and Equanimous. He trashed our guy Matt Eberflus. They asked him, "What would you like in a head coach?"
Yeah, it was
well, like
rough.
somebody that can manage the clock. Somebody's got a strong personality.
Yeah, the
somebody
clock
that's going
was
to hold
funny.
players accountable. He never said Eberflus's name, but he
He knew
destroyed
exactly
him.
what he's doing. Yeah.
America. These were things that we were saying on Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast. We're not even in the locker room. And here's your so-called franchise young quarterback is basically telling you if he thinks this, everybody in the locker room thinks this. So therefore, you had no control over the locker room. This is one of the reasons why the Bears stunk this year. And they should have fired Eberflus when they had a chance. Once you knew you were going to draft this kid, number one, you should have got an offensive-minded coach. You could have got you a defensive-minded guy to help on the defense, and you would have been really, really good developing this kid. Now what they're saying is now, because, hindsight's 20/20. So what they're saying now, America, is the kid Daniels in Washington, now the Bears should have taken him.
Yeah.
That's easy to say that now.
Bo Nix is better.
Yeah, Bo
Drake
Nix
May
is better. Yeah,
better.
everybody's better than him now. It's easy to say that based on their performances. But put any of those guys in this same system, and I think Caleb Williams still looks better than them.
Hey, we had the hits system though here with Eberflus. Just that he put an S in front of it. That was the problem.
Yeah, just move a couple letters around.
yeah, you didn't have your anagram right there, buddy.
Oh man, it was just a complete mess. And the St. Brown brothers just were trying not to laugh because he just kept backing up the truck over Eberflus.
Yeah.
I missed him the first time. I'm going to get him the second time.
You know what? If you're like the Bears front office, you're like sitting there and cringing right now that he's on a podcast that's nationally syndicated. Yeah. It's not like in your basement podcast.
Right,
People are going to see that, and everybody's going to take. Everybody's taking feeds off of that, and now you look like you didn't know what you were doing in the front office. And because again, why bring a guy back when you know that he was going to fail? You knew he's shown you since he's been here.
Well, he got the new hairstyle and the beard. He was.
Well, maybe they thought he was somebody else. I don't know.
Well,
but he
wasn't Ben Johnson.
He didn't fool me. It's like when the old Scooby Doo when the guy at the end they take the mask off and it's somebody. Oh no, it's Mr. Wiggles.
Well, Equimania's had some experience too with that.
Yeah, he was here briefly.
Yeah.
For a brief second.
So, but then did you hear that when they asked him about?
But it was kind of weird that he would go on the, obviously Amon-Ra's the lead guy now as the Lions star receiver. That Caleb would go on that podcast on a division rival and air all the dirty laundry.
But then he says, asked him about Ben Johnson, and Ahmad says, "Oh, he's terrible. No accountability. No."
Yeah, they're just joking around.
Yeah, joking around. He said, "Yeah, you don't want this guy."
So it'll be interesting to see. We'll have to wait until after the conference championship games until the Bears can possibly get an in-person interview with Ben Johnson. Another big football game coming up on Monday. That'll be the national championship game. Stacey went against my daughter's Ohio State Buckeyes. He said Texas would win. How about Jack Sawyer? Scoop and score, baby.
That was disappointing. They were driving down a tie?
They would have tied, yeah.
And he fumbled the ball just like
first and goal at the 1, and then they ran wide and lost 6 yards.
You know what? This is what I talk about. Yeah, just keep it simple. It's a simple game. Run the ball between the tackles, quarterback sneak, whatever. The best thing that's come out of this is Ewers is jumping pro. He's going pro. Yeah. Now Arch Manning gets to take over
next year.
And I'm telling you, I was just talking to somebody today, right? We're talking about the Big 12 teams going into the SEC, right? Somebody needs to call the OU president, the athletic director, and somebody needs to just smack them like 100 times because putting those teams in the SEC, I don't think they really thought it out.
Right.
They went for the money. Yeah. And they didn't really think it. They didn't really think it out. Texas held their end of the bargain up. Texas was one of the best teams in the SEC. Oklahoma was awful. And now in basketball, they're awful. They were a top 15 team going into SEC play. They're 0-4 in SEC play right now. They're getting manhandled in SEC. They're bigger. The players are bigger. We don't have the money. I don't know where the hell all our money went. We used to be a big time money school.
They're going to be calling you to donate for the NIL.
I ain't donating jack. Beep, beep. Okay? I love my school. But if you wanted my advice, you'd have asked me about the SEC. I'd have told you avoid it at all costs. Stay in the Big 12. You got a direct shot to the national championship every year. Now, no. I told my friend Dave, Oklahoma in football may not be back in the national championship for 10 years or more.
Going to be tough. Yeah, these other teams have that NIL structure going. They're spending big money to bring in talent.
They're getting big money, dude. Yeah. We're not, hey, listen, I don't know where our donors are. I don't know where our boosters are. I took a pay cut when I came to the league. I don't know where them dudes are. They might have passed away or something. I don't know. But they need to find them dudes, dig them up, get some money.
I can get you some Ohio State gear. You going with the Buckeyes on Monday or not against Notre Dame?
Oh, they're going to kill Notre Dame.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, did you see that running back, the nice run, the extra effort run that, what's the running back's name for Notre Dame against Penn State? He was like,
Love.
Love.
Yeah, Jeremiah
Man, that
Love.
had to be the best 5-yard run in college football history.
And he's been hurt, too.
Yeah. He started off with, they went low on him, and he jumped over the guy, and then another guy tackled him, and he pushed him off of him. Another guy tackled him, he pushed him off of him. It had to be the best 5-yard run that I've ever seen.
Carrying him in
well, according to Notre Dame, God was there. God helped them. And, they deserve to win that game. They're playing on emotion right now. They're playing on like a feel good. We beat Georgia. Now we beat Penn State. All these teams are ranked higher. Remember, they lost. Was it Northern Illinois they lost to early in the season?
Second week of the year, yeah.
Second week, and everybody was like, "Oh, fire Freeman!"
Yeah.
Now Freeman's name's for the Bears.
Right.
They have his name on there. Freeman's a hell of a coach, man. Freeman's a hell of a coach,
but
man.
he's making like $9 million at Notre Dame. He's not leaving.
No.
At least not at this point. Whispers, who you got in the national title game?
Well, you gotta go with Ohio State, but just because I gotta go against the grain, I'll be the lone Notre Dame guy, and I hate Notre Dame, so you know what? I'm just Ohio State. I'm a Northwestern guy. I hate Notre Dame, so
Ryan Day needs this.
Oh yeah.
If he wins this national championship, he's there. He's at Ohio State for the next 10 years.
People forget about those 4 straight losses to Michigan.
Yes, he will be safe for 10 years if he wins this national championship. So he's telling his players right now, guys, we got to win this for me. But don't go out there and put any pressure on yourself. But we got to win this for me.
Well, we're going for the Shanowski family double. Last year it was my son's Michigan Wolverines that won it. It could be the Ohio State Buckeyes this year.
All right, take it easy, Mark. Don't get too excited here.
All right, before we wrap it up, what are we watching? Whispers, what do you got?
American Primeval.
Tell us about that a little bit.
So I'm just glad to be alive today instead of 100 and some years ago. That is just vicious. So it's about an epic period of time in the Utah plains. No, you wouldn't have a chance to die from that. Back in this time, everything's trying to kill you. So
everything's trying to kill you.
I mean,
what year is it?
I mean, you have the Indians, you've got the outlaws, you've got of course Wranglers.
This is like during the Western days.
Yeah, and then the part that most people forget about American history is the Mormons, and how vicious they were. Establishing their Zionistic plantation basically, and they were slaughtering people too. So it didn't matter where you turned, everyone's trying to kill you, and it's just so intense because.
A real pick-me-up kind of show, right?
Yeah, it's just
energy.
I mean, and then you have the wolves and the bears. I mean, there's disease. There's nothing that's not trying to get you. And you know what? I'm glad I got running water and some heat and AC. I'm good.
You know what? I've always thought about that. Like, what if we were in that era where we had to ride horses and sleep outside on the ground? Have a rattlesnake come in there and bite you on the ass. You ever thought about that?
Life expectancy.
You can't even leave your
30
fight.
Yeah, 30 years. Maybe less than that if you get into a gunfight.
Yeah.
You get in a gunfight and, you lose. It's it for you.
Well, at that time, 1 out of 15 people were murdered.
What?
1 out of 15. That was your method of death. 1 out of 15.
Oh, man. I've been
yeah, it was quite a time.
I'm practicing draw, baby. Quick draw.
Tim's into the analytics of the American Primeval.
It's all about analytics these days.
It's all about analytics.
They shoot threes back then.
That's why I'm
shooting
glad
you.
to be alive
They're
today.
shooting you, baby. There was none of that 10 paces. That's 10 paces.
A great
Remember
cast,
back
too.
in the 1800s, they did the 10 paces. They walked it off.
Yeah.
Man, I would have cheated my ass off. I'd have tried about 5. I'd have turned around and
your life's
shot
at
him.
stake. It's
Hey,
worth cheating.
And then they'd have been like, all right, you're taking 10 spaces and you're going to turn and shoot. Okay. I start counting.
This is an honorable thing,
He's counting. He's like, 1,
Someone's
2,
gonna die.
3. Pow! Hey, did you not hear? It's 10. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Next time I'll be good.
Next time I'll remember. I'm sorry.
I'm just walking right behind the guy. Yeah, that guy. I'm right here. Bang.
Rich is off in the distance laughing at Stacey's craziness.
Oh, that would be some crazy stuff. You just turn at 3 and shoot him. Oh man. The first thing I say is I say, hey, don't trust me. That's all I'm saying. It's life or death situation, and I'm
Somebody's going to die.
Somebody's ain't gonna beat
all the
me.
rules are out the window.
Hey, why do you think we're here anyways?
Yeah, exactly.
Someone didn't trust somebody.
Oh, America, see what we doing here, man. We go all off the track.
All right, Stacey, what do you got?
Craven, he's part superhero. Guy gets superhuman
Is that the
strength.
Spider-Man guy?
Yeah, Spider-Man guy. But they haven't introduced Spider-Man. They kind of went away from the comic book a little bit. They tried to say comic book, but they went away from it. It's I'd probably say America, don't watch it. It's like a 2.
Valuable service. Sometimes
he's
we tell
a
you what
hunter
not
guy,
to
right?
watch.
Yeah, he's a hunter in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's in that universe. And they didn't introduce him in like that maybe later on, but the storyline that they have here was just terrible.
Who plays him?
The kid that played you remember Kick-Ass? The movie
Really?
Kick-Ass? You know what I'm
It's the
talking
same
about?
guy?
Yeah, he's playing Craven. Did you see the movie?
Kick-Ass was great.
You see the movie with Brad Pitt? They were on that train.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that guy.
Lemon
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Lemon
yeah.
what?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking
But
about.
he's that guy.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
that one that hit man with the black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him. He's Aaron Johnson, I think that's his name. Yeah, he's in it. He's all buffed like, Craven. He's buffed and stuff, but just didn't capture me like I thought it would. I thought, they would kind of play it more towards the superhero type thing. And it was more like he's going up against the mob. His dad's Russell Crowe's in it. His dad is the head of the mob, and they go hunting. He got attacked by a lion, and that's how he got his strength.
All right. We talked about Landman at the start of the show. Strongly recommend it. Season 1 is in the books. They streamed the last episode on Sunday. I'll tell you, our guy Tommy Norris gets roughed up a bit by the cartel.
Yeah.
But he's going to be taking over the whole oil company. That's going to be the storyline for season 2.
I think it's going to be Demi Moore comes the mean bitch boss.
Right. So if you have Paramount Plus, strongly recommend it. Billy Bob Thornton does a great job.
What's your
as the
favorite
lead
scene so
character.
far, Mark?
Um,
I know what Stacey's is. Ollie Larder in bed.
there's a few scenes that are pretty hot.
Yeah, it's. I love the reactions from the lawyer and Dale.
But the way that Billy Bob survives those beatings a little bit, they're testing your reality a little bit. They're pounding nails into his leg, and
Wait, so he gets beat? He beats more from the very first time?
one. That's how it started.
Yeah,
that's how it ends. It doesn't how it ends that way, but that's part of the finish. Yeah.
Oh damn, he gets nails in him. Oh man, Billy Bob.
He just pulls it out like that ain't no big deal.
Oh my god,
He should have been Craven.
He should be a
Billy Bob
superhero.
Thornton, superhero. Landman on Paramount Plus. Anything else for you guys before we wrap it up? Whispers, any tales from the South?
No, I'm just gonna head back there soon.
Stacey's going to use your place. That is, if
Yeah,
you
I'm
don't.
using-
warn
I'm
the
using-
no.
local
I
authorities.
I'm using over All-Star break.
I tune in. I heard what he said.
Yeah, All Star break. I'm coming in, America.
Yeah.
I'm going down there. I'm going down to Florida.
How many times have we heard this, Mark?
Listen, I'm going down. I already got a plane ticket. It's already done deal.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get the key?
Sure.
Okay. All right. You heard him say he's going to give me the key.
Hey,
So when I go down there and the
you're bringing
door's
your
locked,
you're
door's
bringing your
locked,
tuxedo, right?
Alarms are going
and
off.
then
Neighbors are calling the police.
then a Karen across the street is calling the police on me. There's a 6'10" black guy trying to get into
Looks really suspicious.
to that little red faced guy that lives over across the street. He's trying to get in the house. Can you please get here? He looks suspicious.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you.
And then Cliff, her husband, is going to come out and say, with a gun, because you can carry guns now.
Yeah.
Well, he's
And-
head of the
and-
homeowners
and-
association,
yeah.
my neighbor.
And then he said, because you can shoot to kill down there, I felt threatened. I ain't say nothing.
Well, this is in Texas.
No,
Oh, no,
in
you have stand your
Florida,
ground
can
there,
shoot.
too.
Stand your ground there in
Oh,
Florida.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. That's
Dangerous
hey,
mix.
hey, before they shoot me, I'm going to be like, hey, look, can we do 10 paces?
Just keep it fair.
Just keep it fair, because I've never shot a gun before. Can we do 10 paces?
Give me 3
and the
steps.
guy's going to go, sure, we'll do it.
That makes
And
sense.
so he'll do 10 paces, and I said, you count. I want to hear the count. Just be loud. 1, 2, pow!
And all
He
of a sudden-
cheated! He cheated! He shot me! I
all
sure
of a sudden,
did.
Stacey King is subdivision president.
Hey,
just like that.
Stand your ground. That's what I'm gonna say. I stood my ground. There was no rules. There's no rules in the paces. Okay, he counted. I thought he said 10. I shot him at 2. I'm sorry.
Hey, we thank everybody for listening and watching. Special shout out to everybody watching on the Chicago Sports Network. We're all excited about that partnership. Hopefully, Stacey keeps his guns under control. Until next week, time to get out of here.
Drive home safe to Chicago. Beep beep.